Welcome back to Bad Attitude C-10.
Alright guys, we're going to jump right into this. As we mentioned in the previous video, the oil pan was a little lower than I would like. So we're switching our truck pan out for a Camaro or F-body style pan. So we started off by exactly that, removing the pan. With the pan removed, we removed our two retaining nuts that held our pickup tube to our windage tray or main cap studs. The two bolts that attach to the oil pump in the front of the engine were then removed. I used extreme caution because that second bolt that I added in as an upgrade has an aluminum washer that if it were to fall off in my timing cover, I wouldn't be able to retrieve it with the magnet. I then test fitted our new pickup tube for our F-body pan, and I remembered that in the description from where I purchased it, it said you may have to trim the existing windage tray. And sure enough, our tray was hitting, so we're going to have to trim it. Call me anal, but I knew since I was about to be grinding, or cutting, should I say, over by the table where the engine was, I really didn't want to get anything in my fresh new engine. I grabbed a sanding disc and knocked the burrs off the windage tray before reinstalling it. After making the first initial cut, I tried again, and I still had a little bit of a clearance issue on the front side of the windage tray. So back to the drawing board. The third test fit looked like we had knocked it out of the park and everything was clear. So I put the nuts back on the retaining for the windage tray and torqued them to spec, which is 18 foot-pounds. The new inverted hex or cap screw style head bolts that go from the pickup tube into the oil pump were anti-seized up and then torqued to 106 inch-pounds. As you can see, its clearance is proper and the flange is actually mated flush, so we should have no problems. Time to test fit our pan. So if your luck is anything like mine, anytime I use silicone and then set it on a shelf and store it, it always gets hard at the top, no matter if you put a screw in it or what. So I had to poke a hole in the side of the tube itself and use some pookie on the four corners. This is not needed, I understand, it's probably overkill, but anywhere I have a mating surface and there's a seam where a gasket will seal, I do like to put a little bit of RTV silicone. So after installing that, I placed the new pan gasket on and test with the pan. Houston, we have a problem. What the hell? Well, as you can see, we still have a clearance problem, and this time it's the pan hitting something. And it don't look like it's going to be good, because to me it looks like the windage tray is setting higher than the pickup tube, which means our windage tray might not work on this application. Go fucking figure. So after removing the windage tray, I went on ahead and mocked the pickup tube back up, and I used 2 washers that came out to the same thickness as the windage tray. That way the pickup tube height would remain the same, and then I retest fit my pan. As my luck would have it, voila, it fits. So after installing about 6 of the bolts to keep the pan down and on the new gasket let the Permatex fill, I lubed up my gasket face of my filter, and I also like to lube the threads, and then I just put the filter on hand tight to seal up the engine. It'll be back to the drawing board on this once I figure out what the hell to do about this windage tray issue. Well guys, that's going to wrap this one up. Until next time, please like and subscribe.